Hello, welcome to the TV room. David Bradley here. So, I am going to turn on this 64. This is the old original one. And it should be connected to this monitor. And it will only be connected to this monitor because it doesn't have the strength to power the two of them. So I'm just going with the one. Anyway, I've let this sit for a while, and I have let this power supply sit and be on for a goodly number of hours, just to let it get all nicely warmed up. In actual fact, I didn't mean to do that, but I did, so it's a good time to test it out. So this is using the old original C64 test cartridge from 1986. But in a moment. Right. Funny old 64. Got a good set chip, but it won't make it do its thing. Okay, so enough of that. What we will now do is take the vintage harness off. Cartridge port, cassette port, serial port. The cartridge is out. The joystick connector is out. And with great care, I will take this bag and I will put the whole thing, except it's tangled in a cable. Everything gets tangled in cables. There. And we'll zip that up and set it over here. Now. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, we are on the air. Now we'll take this out. This is from RETROREWIND.CA. It is... Okay. So, we have a number of things. Oh, wait a second. What have I done? There it is. The cartridge. There it is. It has 4 things in it. 4 options. It does. Firstly, we make sure that the computer is off. We put the cartridge in. Then we have a connector that goes to the cassette port. And they all plug in to the user port thing, except for the serial port. You know what? I think I'm going to put the cartridge port in first. All right. We're good. The cassette port. We're good. Here is the little wee connector that goes into the serial port. And now, oh, there's more. Hang on. What am I? Oh, yes. Okay. Get the wires sorted out. And I did mark on here an arrow, and I wrote the word out so that I know which way. So basically, the writing goes out. Okay, that's on. Now, let's see. This one goes to port number 2, which is the one closest to the power switch. This one here goes to port number 1, which is the closest one to the front of the machine. So we're in. So we'll turn it on. Well, I think we're set up for the diagnostic. And we are. Oh, but that is not the diagnostic we are wanting, because we just want to run it through. So I will press the reset switch. I will switch to diagnostic set number 1. And away we go. So the other, the reason I'm doing this, and I generally do this, is I trust both of these things. But if, I'm always looking for, it's kind of trust but verify. So let them both do their thing and let them both decide. But so far, the 64, as well as the other one, seem quite perfect. There was a bad SID chip. Okay. So that seems fine. It reports no errors. Everything is just a dandy. Dandy, dandy, dandy. So it doesn't get better than that. Because this is, indeed, one of the first boards that came out. Where did I put my reading glasses? Here. I may not leave them in this case because, oh, there we go. I always seem to have a hard time getting them back out. So this board is a 326298 revision A, copyright 1982, Commodore 64. One would think that revision A is perhaps the rarest. This is not the case. Revision B, from what I know, is the rarest of the Commodore 64. I've only ever seen one. But somebody out there may know better. But I think revision A is still pretty rare. Revision C, maybe. I don't know the numbers. But I just know revision B is the most hard to find. And the earliest. Okay, so that's run through. It's all good. We're going to turn this off. This is the old 64. Now, because I am the curious sort, I am going to remove the SID chip from this machine. I am. This is a good SID chip. And now, we'll one by one undo the connectors. It's the joystick port 1, joystick port 2. That's the cartridge. This goes to the monitor. This is the only one I usually ever have trouble with. It's very snug. Good and tight. This is the serial port. It's coming. There we go. And I'll put the little, squeeze it back together. Put the cover on. and insert it thusly. Then the cassette port. The user port connector. Yes. Watch while I fumble along here. And then the keyboard connector. And now, after looking at the pins, they look fine. Oh, not a bad thing to get out these spectacles. I'll make sure it's all in there good. Alright, and I guess I should make sure the power switch is off. I will need the power supply, which is warm. Actually, you know what I should do? Where did I put it? There we are. This power supply has been plugged in for some hours. Oh, 5.48. So it has gone up a bit in the time that it was plugged in for a long time. This is not surprising. Remember, this has not got any load on it. Okay, so we have a SID chip in. Power supply is on. We're going up. Oh, now, hold on. Another thing I can do here. I forget. Did I unplug this? I did. So that, well, we'll let this run through once. And I will find the power cable. It must be over here somewhere. Cables. Okay. So we will plug this in. It is on. And then, because this 64 is powerful enough, it should be able to display on both of them. And indeed, it is. So once again, no errors to report. This is a 250407. It says MDK 31HB. Copyright 1983, Commodore International and Commodore 64. Artwork number 251137, revision C. It does say, as I've said before, assembled in Hong Kong. It does. But it's funny, as I look around the board, I don't see. I mean, there's a sticker here. Quality control, pass for. Lots of little stickers and things in here. Alright, so this is working. The monitor is working. If I turn that off and pull this out, you'll notice it gets brighter. Because, what did I hear there? Sounded like something was trying to fall. And why does this go? Well, we can't hear the sound test. Oh. Now it's funny. Let's watch this again. The keyboard, it's funny. See, on a monochrome screen, you can't tell this. But on a color screen, you can. The keyboard that running through here came up as okay, but it was in red. So I'm not sure if on another run through, if it came up as bad. I'm not sure. Let's see what it comes up this time. That's one of the things about monochrome. There's no color. Can you imagine? Okay, it says okay. It says everything is okay. Okay. I will turn this off for a second and let it rest for a moment. While I'm doing that, I'll tell you a little story. I was out in the garage and I thought I had some stuff out there. And I do. There's other stuff I can't get at that I know of. But I knew I had some bins one time long ago, like maybe before COVID or around COVID or something or other. There was a fellow who was selling a whole bunch of stuff. And I was like, oh, look at that. You got a whole bunch of stuff. So I went, I got it all. And there were 64's and there were 1541s. And there were some bins and bins and bins and bins of stuff that I thought, oh yeah, I'll look at them. I never have. So anyway, I opened up the garage and was sorting through, and I think there were 5 fairly big sized bins. I opened up one of them. There was like 5, I think there was 5 data sets on the top. And that was just the top. Anyway, the stuff is still in the garage. But with the World of Commodore coming, I think I will go back out there. Anyway, I did sort of shuffle some other things around. I looked in another filing cabinet. Found a VIC-20. Found a 300, 1200. I think it was a Hewlett-Packard modem that looked an awful lot like a Hayes modem. Haven't tried it. And, of course, there we are. And, of course, also in that same filing cabinet was one 1541 and one 2031 disk drive, which, of course, I had long ago forgotten about. So I have lots more to go through. It may be that as the World of Commodore is coming, I may not dig into all of this stuff yet. I may do my best to clear the clutter here. Who knows? Maybe I'll even move the chiclet pets down and go through stuff and bring more things to sell at the show. Because it's funny, somebody wrote recently, save some of the old machines for us. Well, that's one of the reasons I've been saving them, is that, there are some of these that if I didn't get them when I got them, they might have ended up in e-waste or a landfill or some other terrible fate. But it is time. Like, for example, sitting here, the stuff I've got a little tripod. It sits on a box, and there's a box, and it's up and it looks down on me. But one of them is a box of joystick parts I got when I picked up some stuff. And I think they are, well, they're parts. And for someone who needs parts, they'd be good. So, anyway, I know there's more joysticks to be tested, so I guess I should test them and see. And certainly, parts joysticks will sell for a lot less than ones that are working. But for someone who tinkers, a cord with all the wires is good. The connector is good. They may have another joystick like it where something on the internals has gone squirrely. Anyway, the end result of this is both of these 64s are just dandy. Absolutely dandy. Except there was one bad SID chip. So what I really need to do is, I guess, turn this off. Turn this off. Oh, turn this off. And I am going to unplug this power supply that I never intended to leave plugged in for this long, because it did definitely, it didn't do anything bad, but it certainly got a lot. The 5-volt side did get higher, and it is warm, but not horribly warm. And I'm going to set that one over here, and then with great care and reverence, I will take this diagnostic cartridge made by RETROREWIND.CA. And by the way, from what I know, these people, they do actually have a store, or like a storefront, as far as I know. I've just never been there. So, if you are coming to the World of Commodore, oh, here goes. Here's the one I always have the trouble with. I'll pick this up and I'll see if I can get it off better this time. If you're coming to the World of Commodore, don't. Is that a wire? No. Don't hesitate to reach out to the Retro Rewind people, because they can bring you things there, which will of course save the cost of shipping. And oh, Andrew is here. Oh, okay. Hang on a second. All right. It seems I must go to the Steelers game. So we'll see you again. Have a lovely, lovely day. Bye for now.